Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the Great Texas Air Show. This year we're bringing you an exclusive morning show called Morning Flight Plan each day of the air show to get you ready and informed for the day's events. A busy and crowded day 1 is in the books, and we're ready to bring this show all the way home today with a jam-packed day 2. I'm your host, Master Sergeant Caitlin Jones-Martin, live here at JBSA Randolph as we get ready to open up the gates to the public in about 30 minutes. Over the next half hour, we're going to bring you the latest on what you can expect today at the air show, the traffic, the weather, basically a one-stop shop for all things Great Texas Air Show, streaming live on our Joint Base San Antonio Facebook page. Yesterday, we talked about this year's show commemorating the Air Force's 75th anniversary, but we're also celebrating something even older and, in my mind, a cornerstone for the U.S. Air Force as a whole. 2022 marks the 80th anniversary of the Air Education and Training Command, headquartered right here at JBSA Randolph. And this morning, I'm thrilled to have the Command Chief of AETC, Chief Master Sergeant Eric Thompson, with us. Chief, it's awesome to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Good morning, Sergeant Jones-Martin. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. It's going to be a beautiful day for an air show. Can you tell us a little bit about what makes the air show specifically here at Randolph so special?
Thanks. Well, look, first off, it's about being in San Antonio. It's about Military City, USA, and how engaged and exceptional this community is, and how we've been here for 80 years right alongside this community, and they're a part of everything we do. You add to it all the amazing aircraft that we have here, all the aerial events. The Thunderbirds are going to be our headliners again today. It's going to be a fantastic day here at Randolph.
Absolutely. You talk about AETC being just a part of San Antonio for almost 100 years now. Can you kind of tell me, all of us airmen, of course, very familiar with AETC, but maybe for those outside the gates that don't really know about the mission of the Air Education and Training Command, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Certainly, thanks. The Air Force has got about 500,000 uniformed members, and somebody has to recruit them, somebody has to assess them, somebody has to train them, and somebody has to educate them. That's Air Education and Training Command. And we do that to the tune of about 40,000 new members every single year. And then you add on top of that, we do the primary force development role. So that's how we continue to evolve our training and evolve our education to make our airmen as relevant as possible every day.
Absolutely. I think the big question that I've heard a lot this year is, how is AETC older than the Air Force itself? The Air Force, of course, celebrating 75th this year. The AETC celebrating their 80th. How does that math work?
Right. Well, so of course the Air Force wasn't always the Air Force. It was part of the Army Air Corps. And when it was part of the Army Air Corps, the Army General Staff stood up Air Training Command, and actually right here in San Antonio 80 years ago. And so we've been going ever since. So in many ways, our history is the Air Force's history.
Absolutely. Chief, you talked a little bit about it a minute ago, but I just want to go back to enlisted airmen especially. AETC has kind of started a real enlisted airman focus over the last several years. Can you tell us kind of about how AETC is working to shape the enlisted airman's career?
Yeah, so for our Air Force, the asymmetric advantage, and for our country, is the professionalized NCO Corps and the professionalized enlisted corps that executes Air Force missions every single day. In order to do that, we have to develop our airmen properly from day one. So that goes to basic training, that goes to technical training, that goes to our professional military education, and then our day-to-day education in the units that AETC supports across the Air Force. And we see the fruit of that labor in the amazing airmen that run our mission every day. There's 60,000 people in Air Education and Training Command, and they're getting the mission done every single day, and it's phenomenal to watch.
It is. It's so amazing to be a part of it, and it's so amazing to kind of watch it happen.
Yes, ma'am.
And now here in San Antonio, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you, Chief, just because that's who I am. I know you were out here yesterday. What was your favorite part, and what are you looking forward to seeing today?
You know what was really great being out here yesterday? I was walking on the static display ramp, and there's like 35, 40 different static displays over there, and just watching our community be able to stand and walk around these airplanes and be engaged with all the people that are demonstrating them was really, really exceptional for me.
Absolutely, Chief. It's so fun to watch people that have never seen this before come out and get to witness it firsthand. It's truly the special part of the air show.
Absolutely, it's great. That's why we do them. It's to get closer to the community and allow the community to get a little bit of the taste of what's cool for us as airmen every single day.
Yeah, you kind of see it with fresh eyes almost.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Chief, thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity, and if you're coming out today, please come on. It's going to be a great day, beautiful weather, and we're going to have an awesome time.
Absolutely. It's truly a special year, like we said, for the Air Education and Training Command, celebrating their 80th anniversary, and there's a lot of history to uncover. Take a look.
When you think of the Air Force, what do you see? While we look at these moments with pride, we all know they aren't earned easily. They take work and time and practice. They take training. And even though some might just see training as a box to check, we wouldn't be who we are without it. Hap Arnold, a student of the Wright brothers before becoming the decorated general we all know, once said, "A modern, autonomous, and thoroughly trained Air Force in being at all times will not alone be sufficient, but without it, there can be no national security." Air Education and Training Command has promised and delivered that training throughout history. In every great American military conflict, we've responded with a secret weapon no one else can replicate: our quality graduates. We fought wars, delivered aid, provided relief to citizens in need around the world, and united in the fight against an uncertain and unwavering pandemic. And now, we're training the newest members of the United States Space Force. No matter what the future may ask of us, our history is proof that we'll be ready to answer. The 1st Command earned its name before our Air Force even existed, when it built America's air arm from nothing. A mere 3 decades after the Army purchased its first plane, thousands of airmen were recruited to not only fly, but to do so in the middle of a war, a tall order by any standard. Preparing these airmen to face an enemy they had never seen, over foreign lands and in a new domain, required trust and a whole lot of nerve. By the end of World War II, the 1st Command had trained 200,000 pilots, 48,000 navigators and aircrew, 1.9 million technical training graduates, and 2.8 million basic military training graduates. But it didn't stop at providing these airmen with an education. It fostered something else: camaraderie. These airmen, all from different walks of life, were taught the same skills and tested by the same standards. They all learned to do something for the first time, together. And it's that bond that paved the way for a new independent military branch, our United States Air Force. Since that formative beginning, the Air Force has remained ready to answer the challenges of the future. We face our enemies with advanced technology and formidable aircraft, and help our allies through collaboration and a sharing of resources, all of which require mastery. But the 1st Command doesn't just strive to help the Air Force grow as a whole. It is also dedicated to helping every airman achieve their individual, professional, and educational goals to ensure they can grow into the leaders they hope to be. The Air Force's potential is born from the men and women who serve within it, and AETC is proud to serve them. The Air Force's history has proven that we can overcome impossible tasks. Whatever comes our way, we can count on our fortitude, education, and training to get the job done no matter what. We have the countless airmen who have come before us and serve around us to thank for that. Let's celebrate and honor our proud legacy by continuing to learn from our experiences so that we may inspire future airmen to achieve the unimaginable. Air power starts with the 1st Command, and with our collective dedication, its success will never end. Aim high, airmen.
We hope you're on your way to see the amazing history packed onto the JBSA flight line here at Randolph in honor of AETC's 80th anniversary. A few things to go over as you're on your way. One is traffic. It's going to be a pretty long wait to get into one of our 3 gates. Give yourself plenty of time and be courteous to your fellow drivers. We had reports of several accidents in the local area yesterday, so please be safe as you're making your way onto our installation. You can enter starting at 9 a.m. at the gate off of Loop 1604 and Lower Seguin Road, the gate from FM 78, and a gate off of FM 1518. Each of these entry points is clearly marked with signs and manned by our amazing Security Forces airmen who are working hard this weekend. We anticipate that we will be approaching or at capacity by 1:30 p.m., which may mean we close our gates to any more visitors. The best advice is to get here early and travel light. Only bring what you can carry. Also, keep in mind that local police will be patrolling the areas outside the fence, so please make sure you're not parking alongside the road to watch the jets. Just make your way inside and watch them live and up close. We are expecting some cloud cover with a real field temperature below 90, but that doesn't mean you should skip on the sunscreen. Our fingers are crossed that the winds will stay mild so we can see the awesome U.S. Air Force Academy Wings of Blue parachute team today. Another thing to keep in mind is our prohibited items. We're not allowing trailers, weapons, non-clear backpacks, although small diaper bags for children are okay. Remote control devices to include drones, ice chests and coolers, pets, glass containers, bicycles, roller skates, skateboards, and segways. We also prohibit fireworks, flammable liquids, laser pointers, tents and cabanas, and any outside food or beverage. There is absolutely no smoking or e-cigarette use allowed on the flight line or ramp area. The show schedule today is the same as it was yesterday. So we'll kick off right at 11 a.m. with our aerial acts, and we have a busy day of demonstrations from all services and some civilian acts as well. It all culminates when the red, white, and blue painted F-16s of the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds take off at 3 p.m. for their breathtaking show above South Texas. Here's a sneak peek at what you can expect to see at 3 p.m. We also have static displays, recruiters, a STEM area, and so much more here to check out. It's really too much to even explain in a half-hour show. You'll just have to come out and experience it yourself. And just like yesterday, we'd love to have you here live and in person to see the air show at JBSA Randolph. But if you can't make it out, we will be live streaming some of the events, courtesy of the 3rd Audiovisual Squadron. You can follow the Great Texas Air Show on our social media page by visiting Joint Base San Antonio on Facebook and following the Great Texas Air Show event. We're going to be broadcasting live starting around midday for the C-17 Globemaster III. We're also going to be bringing you the F-35A Lightning II demo team and the Air Force Heritage Flight in early afternoon. And then at 3 p.m., the headliners of this year's air show will take to the skies above San Antonio and will bring you the premier demonstration team of the United States Air Force, the Thunderbirds. Of course, like I said, like everyone's been saying, you really have to be here on the ground to get the full effect. You'll get to see all 22 aerial acts, plus take in the sights of over 60 static displays of American air power. And it's all free and open to the public. Please join us. Gates will open in about 17 minutes. Please go to GreatTexasAirShow.com for all the information on entry and full details on today's performances. We'll see you back here live around noon for the C-17 demo. Until then, I'm Master Sergeant Caitlin Jones-Martin at the Great Texas Air Show. See you on the flight line.